Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Casks-n-Que, where whiskey and barbecue meet. I'm your host, Justin Lloyd. I have with me my good friend, Henry Turner.
Hello.
This is episode 21 of our...
Whiskey Advent Calendar.
Why can't I get that right?
You're doing pretty good. You're doing all right.
Whatever. All right. Well, this has been a fun series. We've been right, we've been wrong, and somewhere in between. Let's go ahead and dive into 21. Wow, this one's got a dark color to it, almost like some cherry darkness. Like, I don't know, dark fruit color. What do you think, Henry?
That could be it. Yeah, definitely has a nice dark resonance to it. So, looks like a oily one too as well.
Yes, sir.
Nice and oily.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. Well, let's nose it, taste it, and talk about it. All right, my friend, what are you getting on the nose?
Unfortunately, there was only one Four Roses in there, but I would take this as a Four Roses nose all day long. But we've already drank a Four Roses.
I know.
So that reminds me. This is what this pour reminds me of, is a Four Roses.
Definitely a lot of flavor up front. I think it's floral. There's wheat. I think it's weeded.
It could be. This could be a weeded one.
I think it might be higher proof. But it's masked because I think the flavors pop out so well.
Yeah, and if it is a higher proof on this one, I'm going to ask you something weird. Does this smell like an old bookstore?
Yeah. It's got that old leather-bound book smell to it. Kind of a dusty warehouse smell.
If it's got that, then like one of my friends, if this is the pour, and I know we're diving into territory that we try to stay away from because we've been so wrong. But that was one of the tasting notes or the nosing notes that one of my really good friends, Adam Olson, said that one of the whiskeys in here smells like an old bookstore.
This one does.
Yeah, it's got that craft note on it too.
Leather, I think, like, old leather.
Yeah.
Man, I like this one. A little bit of spice.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and drink it. Oh, man.
Well, that finish.
Yeah.
It's very approachable at the front palate. The way I'm weird about how it breaks down, we'll say front palate, mid palate, back palate. I say it's the 15 to 20 seconds you're drinking a whiskey or whatever, or a bourbon. You got the first 5 seconds, the second 5 seconds, the third 5 seconds, or 5 to 7 seconds. That's what the front, mid, and back palate really kind of breaks down to. So for the first front palate, the first 5 seconds of this, it's very approachable, mellow, didn't have a lot going on. And then the mid palate, you start to get a little bit of that oak that ramps up and a little bit of the proof. And then on the back palate, that's when that just, whatever that oak expression is, or I would probably say maybe even a wheated bourbon or a wheated whiskey expression comes out. This thing is just really, really good. And that's what that finish is, nothing but that oak or wheat expression, in my humble opinion.
Right off the bat, it's just flavor explosion. And then there's the front palate, I think there's some ethanol burn. Mid palate, it calms down a little bit. You pick up the sweetness and some of that oak and leather. And the finished, back palate, it's just, it mellows out completely. I think this is a higher end whiskey. I think it's 120 proof.
Oof.
I think it's weeded.
You could definitely be correct about that one. And then
but the distillery, I have no idea.
I think this one, look here, we've been searching for it and we're going to find it. I don't know if we landed on the Journeyman's Courses Whips and Whiskey yet, but this one could be it. But honestly, on this one, when I do the finish on it, I do get a little bit of burn on it, which makes me think it might be north of 120 proof.
Okay.
That's my call on that one.
Since this one doesn't stand out to me, I'll say it's a distillery. That's a craft distillery, which I'm not familiar with, so that's kind of where I am. I think it's really good.
Let's see what we got.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Hardins Creek Jacob's Well 15-year bourbon, 108 proof.
This is actually a Jim Beam product. And this is a 3-year-old expression. And I'm going to go back and drink a little bit of this.
3-year-old expression.
Sorry, 15-year-old.
Yeah.
It's 15 years old, but this is a 3-year-old release. Let me correct that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Came out 3 years ago. So,
man, I don't get any of the typical Jim Beam notes on this. mean, that doesn't taste like Jim Beam to me, but it's delicious. That's really good. That's really good.
It is, and also what I'll say about that one is it's got that nice oak presence on it on the very back end there. That's one of the digs that people have had about some of these Hardins Creek, Jacob's Well. I think they have the Claremont. There's another one out there. I think it starts with an F. I can't think of what the name of it is. But these are good expressions, but they're not the most standout when it comes to some of the Jim Beam releases. And they're putting some of these older age products on it, because what people are used to when they're from Jim Beam is everybody just fanboys for the older aged, high age statement Knob Creek single barrels. It used to be 14 and a half, 15 years old for $50. Mm-hmm. This bottle was $170. And I was lucky to get it at that price because it was picked up earlier this year from my good friend George Shanley when he was out in California. Thank you for that, George. And but yeah, this is still a really good expression. I like to share this with everybody because it's one you won't find anymore. They actually have the 18 gear out now that I got a chance to try. That's a very much an oak bomb. I like this one better than the 18 gear, but it's still a pretty good pour, and I like sharing it with people. Oh,
pretty good pour. This one's really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this one. If I had to give this one a rating, I'm probably 8.5. I think. Well, availability.
You're not even
find it. Yeah.
You're gonna get lucky to find it. If you find it's gonna be marked up to probably about $400.
Yeah. Value, of course. Yeah, that's so subjective. But I mean, you got it for what?
175.
Well, in your case, that's a steal.
Yeah, no doubt.
So yeah, I stand by that number.
I would put this at about an 8. It's one of the better Jim Beam expressions that I've had, but not one of the best ones. I've got better Jim Beam products at the house that I enjoy, but I'm super happy to have this in the collection. I appreciate George for trying to get this for me.
Yeah, man, this was really good. Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for sharing that. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Go ahead and like, subscribe, smash the bell. If you haven't followed along in the series, I've made a playlist. You'll be able to find all these previous tastings that we've done. It's been a lot of fun. We've been right, we've been wrong, and in between. So,
all right. Well, everybody enjoy yourself for Christmas, and don't forget to carol a little bit. So here's one for you. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!